What it do, YouTube? It's your boy back again with a video, man. I ain't do one of these, and why I ain't do a reaction to the Black Ops 6. This came out yesterday. You know, I've been grinding, trying to do other content, get my other content rendered, uploaded. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, yeah. But man, I'm ready for this Black Ops 6, man. My headphones, don't mind the headphones. I got these now. Shit. I need none. Don't mind the headphones, man. Hold on, me. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share. I ain't doing a reaction in a minute. It's by your boy Espresso. Shout out to them boys still doing the Black Ops 6 content. You feel me? Get me ready. I think we good now. Make sure y'all subscribe to, you know what I'm saying, Espresso, man. Let's get to it, man. Yeah. And I'll go in the full so y'all know who.
So week 2 of the Black Ops 6 reveals are rolling in as of today, and we got a bit more information on a few things that are both pretty cool to hear, pun intended, but also a few things I'm curious to see how they work in practicality come launch and beyond. On top of that,
did y'all change? Can we roll streaks?
Details that not everyone can interact with right now, but are something you may be able to get use out of in the future. So today we're breaking it all down and what you need to know. So drop your thoughts as we go along. Drop a like if you enjoy the video, and make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all things Black Ops 6. Again, we're pushing towards 600,000 subscribers, so if you'd like to join us on that lofty goal of attempting to get there either by launch or at least closing the gap by then, and perhaps you're part of that nearly 75% of your
y'all go subscribe. Y'all go
For now, let's get into it. Firstly, to start out with the more minor things here at this.
All right, hit me with
two announcements today was that preloads are currently available.
I seen that mine's preloading right now.
The Activision Blizzard launcher. It's about 57 gigabytes worth of data, and it seems to only be available right now on BNet, and currently might be the furthest out that we've ever seen a preload available for a COD launch, if I'm not mistaken. Still 11 days to go, 10 perhaps depending on when you watch this video versus when it's published in other time zones around the world. Definitely nice to have on hand though, so you can jump right into Black Ops 6 on day 1, though noticeably this does not have zombies included in the Black Ops 6 content packs. So I'd imagine there's another one of those packs that is downloadable closer to launch, but just know that as of right now, that 57 gigabytes will be including a bit more for the whole experience once we get closer to launch. Now my only concern with this here is that it's shared through the COD HQ, meaning that in theory this is very likely to be data mined, producing both campaign and multiplayer leaks if you care about any of that stuff. So weapons, camos, all that kind of stuff.
We already seen it. We basically already seen damn near everything. This is like the hackers don't get the game early and shit.
That's something that campaign details, cutscenes, endings might leak as a result of this as well. So bear that in mind, that if you're deep,
I might do the campaign too.
Media, it might be best to stay off some places to avoid some spoilers. But anyways, beyond
I'm not getting copyrighted again. Fuck you.
Xbox Cloud Gaming is a thing with Black Ops 6, where at launch, Game Pass Ultimate members can use Xbox Cloud Gaming to stream on select Samsung TV, Amazon Fire TV, and MetaQuest devices to play Black Ops 6 on day 1. So I'm curious to see how this will perform. Like, will there be any hardware limitations, any latency issues that come of this? I do remember seeing Digital Foundry showcased a few tests a couple of months back where it appeared to like double the latency that you'd have on console, but hey, the options there if you are interested in that kind of stuff. Also, if you want to just see how convoluted some of these deals are that they're making in the gaming space and see how weirdly intertwined the industry is with itself, this allows an Activision Call of Duty title to be used on Xbox Cloud services because Xbox struck a deal with Ubisoft for the streaming rights of that. Like, very weird trail to follow there, right? But anyways, that leads us away from the smaller details and things announced today, and also
Man, to get that YouTube premium shit.
Now brings us to a bigger topic.
All right, come on, hit me with them.
Audio was very heavily stressed on in a blog post today, detailing a lot of things. The big talking points out of this was adaptive audio, spatial reverb, physics-based acoustics, sound prioritization, HRTF support, and asymmetrical hearing compensation. So what in the world do any of those things mean? Long stories short, let's give a brief rundown for this kind of stuff. Adaptive audio is kind of the umbrella of systems that they're talking about here at this, which is updates to the existing audio systems to give players information on directionality, distance, and threat level so they can easily identify where a player can be coming from. This adaptive audio talking point is kind of, again, that top level for the more nerdy breakdown and intricate parts that we're about to get into. Spatial reverb is
as long as they like, bro, the only thing I care about, can I hear them toes, man? Can I just hear them toes, man, please? Can I hear them toes, baby? My baby, can I hear them toes? Like, this, let me hear them toes, man. I don't need nobody goddamn sneaking up on me. Make dead silence actually useful. Don't make them like 2019 though. You know what I'm saying? Don't make them like 2019. You feel me? Don't do that. Make it like, you know what I'm saying? No Apex sound. No Apex sounds. You know, big ass Gibraltar right up on you, hopping up on your back and shit. Goddamn, you don't hear a sound, and then you hear him, but it's too late because he already shooting at you. I don't need that, man. So as long as y'all fix the sound, we Gucci.
So we've seen this type of thing in COD before, but spatial reverb is the way that sound will reverberate or bounce off of locations in
walls.
In the past, we've seen subtle distinctions with things in the environment. I still remember like one of the coolest presentations that I've seen was from Infinity Ward with Modern Warfare 2019. They had us in their studio, the theater room there, showcasing the different audio layers on Piccadilly, in the square, and in the subway tunnels, isolating things like the fire audio and how it echoed differently in the tunnel versus in the open air. They'd also isolate things like the pinging of the casings falling on the ground and more. So this kind of stuff has been around there. It's been progressively built out with each individual game since Modern Warfare 2019 at the very least, with each game having some sort of focus on spatial audio. Black Ops 6, as described, is working with Microsoft's Project Acoustic Systems to, as they say, push to new heights. This technology in theory is a great collaboration, just meshing two existing audio
even though they ain't got no games on that
engines and the Microsoft toolsets to, in theory, give a better product. How that translates to game remains unseen, as we'll mention, but I want to share with you their examples because if you watch with a headset, you'll pick up on this absolutely, but you still might be able to tell the differences based off of like phone, TV, or monitor speakers with however you watch. But anyways, check these out.
Destination marked. Head for my waypoint.
One thing I want to say is, bro, I realized that pinging done took out like the audio cues, well, the verbal cues that you used to get in old Call of Duties. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Grenade. You hear that every so often. Like you probably hear that once per match. Somebody around 12 o'clock. Somebody 6. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't hear that shit reloading. You like. Unless you got a character, you buy a character. You buy 21 Savage. You got a whole bunch of like, no, reload in my back. Like you need to bring that back a little bit.
Setting rally point.
But I like it. It vibrates like I'm really talking in real life. Shout out to Xbox again. But I don't. People don't even use ping in Call of Duty. Hold on. That's what we need in the game right here.
So for brief elaboration, you'll notice the way the audio bounced off certain surfaces is different. Whether the player's voice carrying further out into the open versus bouncing off those long hallways of the underhang of Rewind. In that shop, it's a bit more muffled because you have more things that the audio is bouncing off of and then absorbing. And then things like the footstep audio, the way the enemy player's audio approaches and then fills when it turns the corner is something you can audibly hear. So very, very noticeable, I think, especially when it comes to the footstep audio. That was super loud, which we'll come back to in a second because there's more I want to discuss on that, but not to get too carried off topic. The next thing was physics-based acoustics. All of this is possible by the new systems of animating and generating 3D game audio. This is one of those peeks behind the curtains that I certainly really appreciate and love to see, as they gave animations and illustrations of how these systems work. The following of what you'll see on screen is a general map of the Biolab cave from the Zombies Terminus map, both a top-down view and a side view. These videos will illustrate the way the audio emits and then resonates off of certain surfaces. The time it takes, how it reflects off of, and how it will interact with the world around it. Now, obviously, this is a bit exaggerated, as you won't see like a single shot resonate that long.
Man, we ain't played a Batman game since that doo-doo shit y'all released. And wanted us to play, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit was trash.
20 seconds or whatever in a zombies map. There are various number of factors that will dampen that audio and it will die down before, again, that 20-second mark or whatever. But the visualization and the tooling to see how that works, to see all these things bouncing off each other, really cool, I think, at least personally speaking for me. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. The other thing that was elaborated on here with this audio blog was sound prioritization. So obviously with so much being present, how much they're seemingly talking about how audio resonates in these levels, is it going to be something that's just information and sensory overload when you jump into a game? This is where it gets kind of interesting, and I'm wondering how this will work, if it will work as intended, or if there's something that will create some more problems with this or not. But it's mentioned the Black Ops 6 takes into account most important sounds to the player are emphasized, with a new priority system assigning a dynamic priority number to every single sound, which can be adjusted live in the entire mix. The sound of enemies moving towards you, for example, is emphasized more than the sound of teammates at your back. A zombie jumping off a building behind your operator is prioritized over the sounds of other things due to the imminent threat. So in theory, the game will prioritize what it believes to be the most important thing to your gameplay. I'd reckon more often than not, it's probably footsteps here at this, but it seems like they're trying to adequately immerse you while amplifying more important parts. So I'm very curious if this is going to be something that,
hopefully
again,
it works.
Not only creates some issues long term, but also if this will be something the player can actually adjust with a sort of advanced audio mix in the settings. I kind of imagine not, but also who knows? I think that'd be pretty cool. The next thing they detailed was the HRTF support, which seems to be a part of a new enhanced headphone mode, which can create a personalized profile to take into players' physical attributes like the composition of your head, your ears. So even those minute differences can give you the optimal audio output, which seems really interesting in theory, but again, I'd have to see that actually in practice to know if it's good or bad. And finally, they wrapped everything up by talking about asymmetrical hearing compensation, which is new assessment.
I'm probably gonna have everything on at first. See what it is.
Things like tinnitus is used as an example, where one ear can maybe be more sensitive than the other, which also allows you to adjust the intensity of frequencies in selected frequencies, not just overall, and based on whichever ear, which is honestly really cool in terms of accessibility features. So that is a lot of what was detailed, and technically speaking, looking at this blog, this is really, really cool stuff and really impressive to see the level of depth. But that's for me, who's like an audiophile nerd. But practically speaking, this could go a number of different ways because, yeah, I love audio. I love having really good headsets. I love having good audio settings, but that's not something that the vast majority of players will have access to or potentially care about. It's quite possible that some of these things just go completely unnoticed to a large number of players. Very helpful to those that will need it and do interact with it, but I'm sure many players will without being connected to the positive outcomes of each of these systems at hand. Personally, they'll wonder what the point of elaborating on this tech would be. It's also quite possible that a lot of things like this just don't work as intended. When you introduce these large overhauls, sometimes there's going to be those problems that do persist. Modern Warfare 2 in 2022 was a perfect example of this. It introduced a lot of changes when it came to audio, and
the game was bad.
The audio was abysmal across the shared experiences throughout the year. So either in the sense that the systems didn't accurately reflect the gameplay itself, like audio occlusion for months.
Oh, yeah, it was audio in that.
Broken.
Yeah, it was audio in that motherfucker. Yeah, you can hear everything. So when you heard that one thing, I'm gonna say this one thing: just take my teammates' feet away. I don't need to hear that my teammates behind me. Let them say a line that, "Hey, I'm behind you, cuz something." I don't need to hear. Fuck behind me. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like let me get it like a matcher 6, something like that. You feel me? And like something like that. I don't need to hear it. So now I'm hearing two different sounds, and I'm likely to go the one that's closest to me, not the one that, you know what I mean? Yeah.
In Modern Warfare 2. But beyond that, as mentioned, because you had these increases to spatial audio, it was something that there was quite a bit of a camping problem in Modern Warfare 2 MP. Now, whether or not that's indicative of other systems in place, like the mobility systems, TTK, and more, that certainly can contribute. But I do remember when we had to talk about audio updates back in 2022 pre-launch, that a large talking point of a lot of people in the comments was, oh my God, if all you hear are footsteps, no one's going to move. And that kind of proved to be a little right, which was also a little double-edged sword, because how do you create an immersive, nearly realistic approach to these systems while also encouraging...
It wasn't even that. It was that they was too fucking loud. Like, you heard... Oh my God, damn. Like, and then we ain't had no dead silence. So, like, we ain't had no dead silence, bro. That's a perk, bro. The only time niggas was moving was when we had that motherfucker as a motherfucking field upgrade. had it as a field degree. Then I'm, you know what I'm saying. Then I got enough balls enough to move. You feel me? That's why I hate that game, bro. That game was ass, bro. And then there wasn't no movement, so he was cooked. You know what I'm saying?
Encouraging or discouraging certain types of play. It's a problem that I don't know that we'll ever see perfectly fixed, and I kind of expect it to be again here in Black Ops 6, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, it's very possible that all of these bells and whistles, the majority of players may not even notice them, and that functional impacts on the game may be nominal.
And then you gotta take the account of we're gonna be shooting our guns. It's not gonna be perfectly silenced. Every second somebody's gonna be shooting a gun. Every 12 seconds, every 5, 6, 7, however many times somebody's gonna be shooting a gun. So like it's gonna go from that part to like I'd rather have that. And if they got dead silence, it's a little lower, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all probably can't hear that. But you know what I'm saying, dead silence would be useful, you know what I'm saying? You got it out in the game.
I do greatly appreciate these kind of things. Again, as somebody that loves audio, as somebody that is kind of into the nerdy side of this kind of stuff, I enjoy it. But is this something that helps you out and your gameplay experience is upcoming? We'll have to wait and see. But that is what was detailed as of today. A pretty in-depth blog talking about the audio of Black Ops 6, but let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys like the sound of this kind of stuff, again, pun partially intended there, not so much. Whatever the case, drop your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like.
I like it because I played Apex where I couldn't hear no sound, even from niggas that was 300 pounds. So like, I like it. Then at the same time, it depends on how loud the feed is. If the feed super loud, it's gonna be hella annoying. But if the feed like moderate, like you can hear it sometimes, and sometimes it's a little disc. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what side, you know, like if it's on this side, it should be more stronger on this side, and then me hearing it on this side. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see, man. But hey, subscribe, like, share, man. Let me know what y'all think about the sound, whatever they talking about in the sound. You feed me? As of everything, I like it. I want to be able to hear feet, but not just too loud, because you got to remember our teammates' feet. Because there's 6 niggas. If you play, even if you play rank is 4. Rank is 4. Puzz is 6. You see me? Puzz is 6. So you got to think about that. That's you. That's one peep. I shouldn't be hearing my feet, and I shouldn't hear I shouldn't hear my teammates' feet as loud. And that's what I'm saying. That's how I'm gonna say it. I shouldn't hear my teammates' feet as loud as the enemy's feet. So I know the difference between my comrade and the oppositions. You feel me? But I'm out of here. Subscribe.